What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy GemMint, and we're here with the new comic book day reviews. Today is Wednesday, July 29th. It was kind of a light week. I got a few things I read digitally and a couple of single issues here. Before we get started, we got a couple sponsors on this episode. We have Street Level Hero, who has their exclusive Amazing Spider-Man 47 variant. This is by Gabriel Del Otto. There is a regular cover, trade dress, and a virgin cover. If you use the code GEMMINT, that's one word, you'll save 10% off this variant and actually any item on the store. Amazing painted cover by Del Otto. That is at Street Level Hero. Also, our friends at thatspidermanbooth.com have their $30 mystery boxes. You can save $10 if you use the code GEMMINT at checkout. You'll get 5 comics of retail value, and one lucky box will have the giveaway prize of this Spider-Gwen #1. This is the ASM 300 cover homage, signed by Todd McFarlane and Stan Lee. This is going to run from today, Wednesday, until Saturday. So hit up thatspidermanbooth.com. Use the code GEMMINT for $10 off. Really quick, there are 2 issues that I missed from last week. We're going to talk Star Wars Dr. Aphra. This is by Wong, Cresta, and Rosenberg. I'm a little disappointed with this Dr. Aphra run so far. I really liked the character, and I liked her arc in the original Darth Vader run when Marvel first did the Star Wars reboot. But I just feel like she lost her edge. She lost what made her cool. She lost her evil C-3PO. She still has the Black Wookiee. Kind of like this, I don't know, Indiana Jones type of issue. Trying to find like the Infinity Stones, for like lack of a better object. So, I mean, I liked it better than issue 1. When I was reading this, I kind of remember that I didn't enjoy issue 1. This one was a little bit better, but I was still kind of let down by Dr. Aphra. Then we got Batman Beyond 45. This is Dan Jurgens. You got Peltier, Ratmund, and Sotomayor. So this cover looks very similar to issue 44. So when we were in California, I thought I grabbed the latest issue, but I grabbed a duplicate of issue 44. But I'm digging Batman Beyond. It's really like a Damian Wayne story. It's set in the future, so Damian Wayne is older, Ra's al Ghul is older, and then you have his protege Zero, and it's basically a Ra's al Ghul take over the world by destroying all living humans and letting a new ice age wipe over the earth and start over clean. So that's the plot here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the Goliath character, that big red furry dragon creature. It's kind of like Batman Beyond finally has a bat family, because you got Bruce Wayne, you've got Damian Wayne, Terry McGinnis, and then the little kid Matt and Goliath. So I'm digging it so far. I'm still new to the series, but I like the artwork, and it's a Batman animated series type of plot. Alright, so I only read 1 book from Image Comics this week. Everything else is series that are already well into their issues, and I never started reading those. So it's Spawn. This is issue 308 with Todd McFarlane on the plot and the script, and the lead killer, Ken Lashley, on the artwork. So cool to see Ken on this Spawn title. The art was amazing in here. But I gotta be honest, I'm a little confused and a little lost on what's going on in Spawn ever since issue 300, 301. We do have this new Hell Spawn who seems to be just possessing other bodies. We haven't seen his true form yet. So that was pretty cool. And his interaction with Cog. Cog is back. And we learned some interesting things here. We learned never in the history of Spawns has a Spawn killed another Hell Spawn, which has happened now with medieval Spawns. So kind of interesting things happening here. I'm still a little, like I said, lost on the overall plot here. Maybe somebody can help me out. Let's jump over to DC. Let's start with the Black Label. We have issue 5, I believe, right? Yeah, issue 5 of Plunge. This is Joe Hill, and who's on the art here? Stuart Emonin and Dave Stewart. So, you know what? Spoiler alert, this is going to be my pick of the week. I was really struggling to find a pick of the week. It's a really light week. But I really like this whole parasitic aliens from outer space that are like those worm-type creatures that are infesting the humans. And we learn kind of what their main goal is here. And it's really exciting. It's really well written. I'm really digging Plunge. I think this is, so far, my favorite Hill House title. I think it's slowly creeping up there. That and Low Woods. So we'll give Plunge a middle of the hall pick of the week. Then let's talk Batman Superman. This is issue number 10, and this is by Williamson, Henry, and Sanchez. This was okay. I mean, we're still dealing with that Atomic Skull premise that's going on here. So the artwork and the coloring is amazing, especially when they do all these big purple and pink explosions. You have this character, who is he? The Ultra Humanite. It's kind of like a gorilla grodd type creature, but with like white fur. So we learn more about that character. We get a little flashback to back in the day in Metropolis when Superman goes up against him. Now he's returned, and they're using that Skull Knight nuclear radiation kind of thing to do villain stuff. So, I mean, it was okay. Great artwork, though. Let's jump over to Marvel. I read a few issues digitally, so Al Ewing and Dan Slott are continuing with Empire. I only read Empire 3. I didn't bother with all the tie-ins. And Empire 3 is super slow, man. I'm really not digging this event. I don't think I'm the only one. I can't even think of any kind of standouts on this here. Except for, I guess towards the end, it did get kind of good with the Emperor Hulkling and the decision he made with Captain Marvel. He's still kind of got the hero mentality, but the Kree and the Skrull really want him to be that ruthless emperor who makes those tough decisions, like destroying a planet in order to save a galaxy type of stuff. So, it was just, it was kind of boring, man. I wasn't really digging Empire. We got XFactor number 1. This is by Williams, Baldione, and Silva. So, XFactor is basically a mutant team that investigates missing mutants that were murdered, and is going to assist with the whole resurrection process of mutants on Krakoa. So it all starts with North Star. He senses that his sister is killed. He goes immediately, skips the line to the resurrection chamber, and he wants her resurrected right now. And they're like, whoa, there's process here. We need to know that she's dead. We can't just resurrect her and not really have proof. So that's kind of what forms this team, which comprises of himself, with Dakin, with Polaris, with Eye-Boy, and a couple of others, to find out what happened to his sister. So like I said, that basically leads to the creation of this team. They go to the council. Professor X and Magneto have to give the blessing, and that's what this book's going to be about. I thought it was okay. I definitely... it was an oversized issue, it felt like. I think it was like 40-something pages. So I thought it was okay. Then, Amazing Spider-Man 45. I jumped back on this. Somebody in the comments of the last comic book day review said, it looks like Nick Spencer is going to take a darker turn with this arc. You got Mark Bagley back on the pencils. Then you have Del Owens and Curel on the creative team as well. And yeah, it definitely felt a lot more darker. You got the return of the Sin Eater. And we have another character, Overdrive, that gets thrown into the mix here. I definitely like the tone. He does reference his zany roommate Boomerang again, so I hated that part. And I kind of hated like the relationship between Mary Jane and Peter Parker. Like, she just cancels on this big movies, dinner plans that he has, so he just goes by himself. Like, how unrealistic is that? I mean, I know we're talking about superhero comics here, but I don't buy it, that Mary Jane wouldn't just cancel everything to go, follow through with her plans, or that he would even go and do all those things by himself. I know it sounds nitpicky, but it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, I didn't hate it. I might stick with Amazing Spider-Man again. Let's see how they continue it. We get teased with Kindred again, so I'm glad to see I didn't miss anything with that. We still are waiting to see what or who Kindred is. Then we have Cable number 2. This is by Jerry Dugan, and you have Phil Noto on the artwork. So Cable on the cover with all his cuckoos, kind of similar to the XFactor premise. They're investigating a kidnapped mutant baby. So Cable takes it personally. He's trying to find out what happened to this baby. He's in, Philly? So he goes to the police station. I really like how Jerry wrote the cops in Philly. Like, look, let us do our job. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't taking any shit from Cable. And that's pretty much all that happened in this book. I like the Cyclops stuff in here. I thought it was pretty funny. His interaction with Emma regarding his son Cable, young Cable, and her squad, the Cuckoos. So, I mean, Cable was okay. And nothing epic happened. Kind of ground level. Got Star Wars Darth Vader 3. This is by Pac, Iniso, and Menon. So Darth Vader is dope, man. I really like the Marvel main Star Wars titles right now, because this takes place after The Empire Strikes Back. He just reveals to Luke that he is indeed his father. But it's playing with a lot of the prequel trilogy stuff, and he's on the hunt to figure out who took Luke and Leia as babies after Padme was killed. He's rolling with her body double, which we remember from the movies, and a lot of flashback scenes with Anakin and Padme. So I thought that was really cool. I definitely like the Darth Vader lore in the comics. So this was a good one. All right, X-Men 10. You know, I was going to give this my pick of the week. This is the second pick of the week. I really liked X-Men 10. This is by Hickman, Yu, and Go. What I liked about this is that it ties in well with Empire, because in Empire, the blue spot of the moon has been taken over by the Kotati, and now it's no longer the blue spot, it's like the green spot, because they have it all like flourishing with plant life since they're a plant-based race. Well, you know, we got to remember who else lives on the moon, right? It's the Summers crew, Cyclops with Jean, with Havoc, with Vulcan and Wolverine, and they kind of share a Jack and Jill bathroom with Jean and Cyclops. That's weird. So they leave Vulcan home alone, and Vulcan confronts the Kotati, and I thought it was really dope, man. I like how Vulcan ties into his past, and we learn about like his true nature, because you got to remember in War of Kings he was like a total asshole. So we kind of figure out, you know, what happened to him in the past, what type of person he is, and how that might play with the whole Empire storyline, but still felt like a Dawn of X title. So I really did like this one. I thought it was written really well. You know, it's what you would expect from Hickman, and I thought the artwork was okay. I mean, typical stuff we're used to from this title now. The last book, we have Peter David with Greg Land on Symbiote, Spider-Man, Alien Reality. You got Jay Lestine and Frank D'Armata on the team as well. I think this was the last issue with a kind of Symbiote Spider-Man will be back at the end. Very trippy art on this. Like, you guys will really enjoy it. A lot of Steve Ditko, Doctor Strange inspiration, I could tell in the panels. And I was just thinking in my head, like, man, it must have been a pain for the colorist on this, because so intricate with the background designs and trying to create that nightmare atmosphere. Nightmare referring to the Doctor Strange villain. So we find out, you know, Nightmare is behind this whole kind of alien reality. What is it? Alternate reality. And Spider-Man has to kind of break free out of the trap or whatever. I really like how Peter David tied in religion to this. I like his whole analogy of God and an elephant. And it was something like 5 people are touching an elephant, you know, thinking it's God. If you're touching the trunk, you'll think God is a snake. If you're touching the leg, you'll think it's a tree. If you're touching the tail, you'll look at it like this. So basically saying that all religions are right, but they all got it a little bit wrong, because they're only looking at it through their perspective. It was pretty deep, man. So they had some cool stuff there, and, you know, just kind of wrapping up this little mini series. So nothing spectacular. If you're a huge Spider-Man fan, symbiote fan, then maybe you'll, you know, pick that up. All right, but that's it. So kind of a light week, like I said, for the new comic book day reviews. Let me know what your pick of the week is down in the comments below. Make sure to check out Street Level Hero and thatSpidermanBooth.com and use the code GemMint for some big savings. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And hit the like before you leave. Thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.